one and only Queer Thickenings podcast. Likewise, I'm Alice Water. And introduce yourself, likewise, my co-host.
Yeah. I'm Ludovico. I'm here. And I'm queer. So yeah, gonna talk about some freaky links, as always. If you want to know what we're talking about, the episode is on YouTube. You're not gonna have problems finding it. So yeah, let's just get to our first segment, which is the episode summary.
Episode 2 summary. The Thickening school gets involved in a case of potential demon possession. Vicky, who is pregnant, and her husband asks Derek and his team for help. After Vicky almost sets herself on fire in a trance, the Q suspects that Vicky is mentally ill, so they ask Corey for support. Turns out Vicky is actually possessed by a ghost that gives her incredible piano skills. Though through interviews, some people they found out about the missing girl called Delaney Park, who was a very talented piano player and wanted to quit playing because she was pregnant. The reason she was hunting the family is because Vicky told her to come to her if she ever need help.
Okay. Through clues, Vicky gives them through song. They find her corpse in a sludge pit, which leads to the boyfriend being arrested. But Vicky is still haunted by Delaney. So Derek goes back to her mom's house, where Delaney gives him a vision that makes clear that her mom killed her because she quit playing piano. Delaney's ghost then lures her mother to her death. The end. This is a short one in terms of like the episode summary, because there's not a lot happening. It's very easy to explain.
It's weird because like when we establish this, we have an established format for this, but for this episode we like change up things a bit, not a lot, but change it a bit because we're gonna be frank, this episode is extremely boring.
It's probably the most boring episode of the show. With the least to talk about. I was looking for things to talk about, and for a second I thought the episode title, Threethirteen, was actually maybe a reference to a Bible verse. But that would have been actually like cool and interesting, so no, it isn't.
It's a reference to nothing, I'm guessing, right? There's nothing.
It's a reference to the time, to the date where Delaney won a piano trophy, and that piano trophy was used to kill her. That's the meaning of Threethirteen.
Perfect. So yeah, I guess so I will give my thoughts quick on this. So this episode is very weird because so I did some looking on the writer for this, and I writer for this episode, or the director, I mean. And I found out he did a bunch of like dramas and cops, so stuff like CSI, and then also worked Paranormal Activity too, and it was this much stuff. The way this episode really works and is like mechanically works as like an episode of the TV show is very much kind of different from the rest of Thickenings. It has a very like Ghost Whisperer vibe to it. Just because a lot of the episode has it's hard to explain. It has the vibes of more just the mother, I guess, in a way. It's like because it has the vibes of the mother from like a mellow, like helping a ghost pass thing. The way like Derek interviews the person is very like ghost whispering. The way like, oh yeah, this was good. She was a good person, everything.
And there's a certain melodramatic vibe that isn't in the first episode.
Yeah.
And that doesn't really reappear in most of the show. Like there's this somber tone, and Derek is like all affected and sad because of the things happening.
Yeah, it's weird because you don't really get to like the weirdness of the kind of just hypertone of Thickenings. You get a more somber like thing where Derek gets more involved. And this feels very much like they were still figuring out what they were doing with the show after Goya, so I used to
Yeah, I also feel like the writer for this episode had another perspective of like who Derek is supposed to be as a character. Like usually he's more a bit of a like businessman, but here he becomes basically very altruistic. He in the end they decide to not share any of the footage they gathered in this case. They won't share any of it online on the page because they feel like the family deserves privacy and the ghost deserves privacy, and that's so damn weird for this show.
Yeah, like I wouldn't hate this take for that. Like, my issue with this is mostly just how like it's not very good weird take on that because most of the episodes just kinda you don't really relate to the haunted couple because we basically know them besides with haunted couple by the ghost.
Also for like the first third, it's not very clear if we're not meant to be suspicious of the couple because they might either make this up for attention or like be in some kind of delusional state where they imagine this is happening. So we are not meant to be emotionally connected to the couple at the start because we're taught by the show to be suspicious of them. Although at the start we definitely see weird stuff is happening. So it's a bit confusing in the messaging, you're right.
Yeah, it's overall just a weird episode because most of it is just doing the setup for the ghost, doing is this really a ghost, then backstory. And like I'll say this for it, it's an empathetic episode about like like dealing with emotional abuse and everything, and like the end where like the ghost kills her mom is meant to be almost like a victory moment, but at the same time it feels very like kind of not soulless because it does try to do something, but at the same time it feels very like just very really like
uninspired,
yeah, because it tries to do something, and I do appreciate that. At the same time, it's just it's just very flat writing. Like we don't really know a lot of the ghost besides her like stuff about how she died and the reason. There's no a lot of empathy to even care about.
I mean, there's definitely a reason to care because she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Like that's basically a almost hack writer move to make people care about the character. Yes. Oh, she's pregnant. We must care now.
Yeah, there's no really, I guess, really actually good writing to how to get like very just hack. Well, she was pregnant when she killed.
Like it's less that it's bad written because if it was really bad written, it would be more entertaining. Yeah. I feel it's very boringly written.
Yeah, it's very much like a mess. It's very average writing.
Yeah, it's formulaic.
It's why it's hard to talk about this.
There's two things I want to talk about in this episode. And one is that it kind of establishes a pattern between Chloe and Derek. They are almost like they have almost like a Muldy and Scholar dynamic in this show. In the way that Derek is a believer and Chloe is like the rationalist. So this is very much an X-Files like situation, and I think this is the first episode where it really is that conflict, where Chloe believes it is a case, a psychological problem, and Derek becomes like a believer and trusts the family that there's something supernatural going on.
Yeah, it's very interesting. The show kind of fumbles it later on because it does give more focus to Derek as well, because of how he's scared to, but you are always on Derek's side.
Yeah, definitely. Chloe is basically almost always wrong, but she always also helps them in like ways that she should get paid for by Derek. She's doing a lot of free work for him.
This episode feels that as boring as it is, it does feel more like true, besides Derek, true to what the characters will become in the later episodes.
Yeah, definitely. Like the later episodes, they orient themselves on these early episodes, but they definitely develop more. I also thought we would get an introduction to Karim's like backstory in this episode for a moment, but then no, it was just a joke. Guess we'll gotta wait for the black characters to get actual backgrounds.
And when they get some backstory, it's gonna be a Lucy.
Yeah, it's gonna be a real field day.
But I guess I do want to talk because we want to talk about other things. I do just for this. I guess my final thing for this episode, before I go to our special talk for this episode, is like I think it's as a piece of TV. It's like I consume a lot of media because of how I just interact, maybe just because of how I am, because of me being out there, just consume media faster than other people. So that consume a lot of TV sometimes. And every show has episodes like this, of course. And the worst thing, honest to goodness, it's not like I can talk about like the worst episodes of shows I really like. But talking about the most boring ones, it's always difficult because there's really nothing to talk about. I don't think this is a bad episode. It's just something that's so formulaic in what it's trying to do that all I can say is, I don't really like number scores. I guess if I do a number scores, I give this like 5 out of 10. It's competent, but like nothing that I really like or feel the need to go back to, and it's just really dull.
Yeah, it feels extremely American TV. Like it has so many typical American TV tropes, and there's only one thing I want to really talk about, and that is the establishment of a pattern. And that's the pattern of Derek touching corpses and evidence all the time in this show.
Oh,
and
yes.
Somehow he never gets into like legal trouble. Although in this episode he discovers a corpse because of a hint a ghost gave him. And he touches the corpse when he finds her, Delaney. And the cops, they just accept this, and like they put the boyfriend into prison, which is wrong because the mother of Delaney killed her. But why are they just okay with Derek doing this?
Yeah, this is. I guess it's since I was waiting in a while for this to like so can finally talk about this. But Derek touching corpses is like a staple of Freaky. It happens like every episode, but after the second one.
He touches so many corpses and so much evidence. It's kind of amazing he never got framed for murder in this show.
I guess in a way it's like to show he's a tool not caring it about Harlan like that, like slacker guy. It's like, oh, I don't care about the evidence. I'm just a toss. I don't know.
He got back loser playing in his head 24/7, so he just doesn't care.
Gosh, I know this was too expensive, so it doesn't imagine like Nirvana's Smell Like Teen Spirit playing while like Derek's touching a corpses.
Yeah, I mean, in that moment, it's like he holds Delaney's hand. Because it's like supposed to be this sad, emotional moment. They do a real weird tonal shift where the scene is going from creepy, where it's revealed that her corpse is there, to sad that her corpse is there. And then he touches a corpse's hand and goes like, "You're not alone now," or something like that. And it's like supposed to be extremely melodramatic, but this is like a show where they make dick jokes later all the time and stuff like that. Like it's a very hokey, cheesy show, and them trying to be melodramatic on this level, it just doesn't work.
Freaky, I think this episode kind of shows what makes Freaky very, by being so lying, it makes me appreciate what makes Freaky good, not genuinely good. Is that Freaky when it's good, it's less emotional, more just full on not caring, almost like satirical, almost just breaking down and going with a honest kind of almost even genuine, sometimes punk attitude of like, okay, let's just make fun of this bad thing.
Yeah.
Let's just go wild.
like Freaky Links at its best is either a parody of a worse show, which is very good, or it has like that energy of those 90s and 2000s shows that were just very much aware of what they are, like stuff like Xena. Like where they're just aware that it's cheesy and goofy and they lean into it.
Yeah, I think this shows why, because Freaky Link Sisters is so doesn't have the talent enough to pull on legit drama. It has the talent to make me care when it goes wild. It just makes fun of other things.
Yeah, like also if we look at the show from a like monster of the week perspective, ghosts are something of the most boring stuff you can do. Like ghosts are so overplayed even at this point in the 2000s. Like having a monster episode about a ghost, and they do this twice. The second one is more interesting, but still.
It's like, I guess this goes into other things, but I guess ghosts are interesting. I like ghosts as a concept and everything, but I find myself more liking because like with every culture there's a bunch of different ideas of what ghosts are. It's like there's a bunch of ideas what even that is to other like different people and different cultures and countries, and I guess as a European I'm more like the idea of ghosts as just like the idea of like the lingering spirit, the idea of like just the scissors of time.
And almost like that, almost like a Japanese look on it, where it's like the left behind emotions of a person.
Yeah, it's like it's not actually that was the dead person; it's more just the husks of emotions.
Yeah,
and it's like, I guess honestly, so Ludo, how many episodes of Ghost Whisperer have you watched?
Wait a second, because we were talking about the concept of ghosts, I just want to add, there seems to be a thing with the ghost lore in Freaky Links. They work slightly differently from our traditional European ghosts or Western view of ghosts, because usually ghosts are like bound to a place, right? Like a place is haunted by a ghost. But here in this show, ghosts can just dirtle around. They can just go to other places and freak out other people. Like in this case, the ghost is not haunting a place. She's haunting a person, and then she's even haunting different people that aren't like related to her death.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think it may be just a specific. I don't even know if it's a specific American view of ghosts, because I've seen plenty of American media that do have like the ghost around to a place, but it's a bit more different than usual.
Yeah, I think they put a slight twist on it, because in the second episode, that's later in the show, where there's also a ghost. That ghost is also not bound to a place. So I guess that's just how ghosts work in this universe.
It's a neat idea. Things is they don't do a lot, but besides that second episode, it's kind of amazing.
On this second go through to the season, I just realized that they, for the established stuff like ghosts or shapeshifters, they still do like their own twist on the lore.
Yeah, they try to do some things for the Wet and West. There's some worse episode, or worse versions of what they try to do. Well, in the safe set episode, there was already that, but we're gonna get in some more worse territory.
Yeah, there's cases where they shouldn't do their own take.
Yeah, I can't talk. But yeah. So, Lulu, how many episodes of Ghost Whisperer have you ever watched?
I would say I've watched about 1/3 of an episode, but that was like 3 different episodes, which I watched like 5 minutes of.
So Ghost. So fun fact, everyone listeners, because for some this is gonna be turning into something very fast. It's like I watched pretty much all of Ghost Whisperer because it was playing Portuguese TV like 24 hours. It still plays.
How many seasons are there?
It's like 7, I think, or something.
Okay, a lot of seasons.
It's like Ghost Whisperer is just a weird song, and it's like I think it's weird because this episode tries to be Ghost Whisperer, but it misses like the weirdness of Ghost Whisperer because Ghost Whisperer is a deeply weird soul. So for those who don't know, Ghost Whisperer is a soul about like a woman who I think from memory like pirates she has an accident and then gets the ability to see ghosts, and the soul is like her talking to ghosts about passing away.
She's basically a medium.
Yeah, there was also the soul mediums.
Yeah, which is basically the same show.
So, medium is more of a cop soul, but with the mediums.
The thing is, Ghost Whisperer started in 2005.
Yeah.
And this show that we're reviewing today is from 2000.
When did Medium start? Was Medium as well?
I'm gonna look up when Medium started, but it looks that like Freaky Links was actually kind of ahead of the curve when it came to like ghost serials. Yeah, Medium was also 2005. So I guess actually Freaky Links was a bit ahead of the curve.
The thing was both like, since I messed the weight of this with a lot of like American dramas, which makes sense. The thing about me like specifically Ghost Whisperer is that it's just very heightened melodrama. Like those episodes, like the thing with Ghost Medium, it starts like, okay, Ghost Medium sees not Ghost Medium, Ghost Whisperer. The Ghost Whisperer sees a ghost, talks to them, and goes passes away. And this formula seems normal. It's but sometimes it just goes into amazing places. Those times I seem it's like ghost children that tries to burn down houses, ghosts of former rock stars. It's extremely like a melodrama and hyper melodrama in a way that's almost incredibly impossible to stop watching because it takes itself so serious and so honestly.
Yeah, from what I watched, and I also saw like some of Medium, I think I actually saw more episodes of Medium than Ghost Whisperer. Yeah. And it just has that tone of like those very melodramatic police investigation shows where it takes itself extremely seriously and has a lot of pathos. There's like so much pathos to everything.
That's why I think Ghost Whisperer is more entertaining than this episode, because Ghost Whisperer normally just goes into places because it's so honest in a way and so believing that it's good melodrama that it goes into some really fun places. Just okay, what the heck is this? Medium is like a similar thing. Medium is even funnier because they try to introduce medium law and then basically, God, they introduce like an evil medium or like an evil ghost guy that's so zapper.
So it basically becomes Charmed.
Yeah. Sam's not a good word. I love me some song.
Yeah, we just have to talk about some shows from the era that are similar to this episode because there's just not that much to talk about.
It's like I think the thing about this is like, I think in a way Freaky Links, like there was like the thing we have to understand of Freaky Links, it was itself kind of unique and stuff not unique because in the year 2000s and 90s there was just a million X-Files clones, there was just a millions. And you can literally look up like American TV shows and a lot of them are like supernatural shows, their own gimmicks that are blatant X-Files clones. So Freaky Links at the same time did a lot of things that were unique, but at the same time was part of like a trend.
Yeah.
And you can really see just the evolution of how this type of like horror mystery investigation dramas evolved. Because in the 90s a lot of them were very much like stays on ideas of like, there were like two types. You either have like stuff like X-Files that was like government agents investigating these crimes, and then you have like stuff like I guess Buffy could count, what Freaky Links stuff like even the X-Files spin-off The Lone Gunman was like, okay, this group of misfits that are not like any part of any agency or like any government like fighting in their own way against supernatural cases.
So either you're part of a special team or you're part of like some misfits.
Yeah, it's like it's like, and then in like the 2000s, I think what Freaky Links this episode kind of goes into what those shows were. Because those then we get more of like a teenage, okay, like stuff like Buffy, Freaky Links were already appealing to teens, but more like I guess in a way appealing to a more like I guess more like a woman demographic and as well other things. Stuff like you had Ghost Whisperer, Sam, Medium.
Supernatural.
Supernatural. And then,
Which wow, we're talking about something that has like current context in this show. What is happening? I'm losing my mind.
I stopped watching Supernatural years ago.
I just heard like the Twitter news like last week, and that's just all I'm thinking about right now.
I love when shows reveal that the characters are queer in the last season.
And immediately kill them.
Well, okay, so I saw some of the least scores and I was like...
You didn't know that?
No, I saw some of people going, oh, hey, this is incredibly weirdly homophobic. And like, okay, and I was like, that makes a lot of sense, so even if I don't know the context. And yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That they will literally reveal like the angel guy to be getting with romance with one of the main brothers and then just randomly kill them.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's like, who wrote this?
I'm gonna guess it was a white cis guy that was trying
to... And he just knew, oh yeah, we have to give them the pairing that the fans want. Okay, let's do it in the last 5 minutes and then kill him.
That's how good. That's good. How good romance writing works.
That's good romance writing. That's good representation. That's good everything. Really, Supernatural should be the only show on television.
Yeah, okay. I think the thing is like, so you first had like stuff like Sam and everything, and that stuff was a bit more melodramatic and stuff. Then you want to go to your Supernatural, which was like still had that thing appeal. A bit of some woman, people from the formation that were women.
It also has that Monster of the Week format that Streaky Links has.
Monster of the Week, and then it evolved into a more edgy attitude. Stuff like Supernatural, the BBC series, I think it's Being Human. Stuff that goes into more the edgiest appeal.
I wonder if like Fuelers pushing up daisies counts for this.
Pushing up daisies, and I think there's because there's two Fueler like Dead shows. There's Pushing Up Daisies and like Dead Like Me, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's also him.
Yeah, it's stuff. I think the Fueler stuff is more like it's Fuelers like not because it's the Fueler podcast, but his stuff is always a bit in like it's like when it comes to a genre. It's always very much in between a bunch of different genres. Like Hannibal technically is a cop, so but it's also a million other shows at the same time.
Yeah, it's more original than if he would just make like a formulaic cop show or a formulaic supernatural show.
It's like rather. Yeah, it's like I think the thing with Supernatural is that I was anyway like the first 3 seasons where there's just going like the it was very X-Files and you really have like most of the weeks combined the plot, and then they introduce all the lore and it's just spiraled into God. What the heck is even happening? They introduce a character that's a writer of a book. The books here is called Supernatural. That's about the 2 main characters.
Oh, they do the whole Lord of the Ring thing.
And literally,
I'm writing a book about the book you're just reading.
See, because that character's a seer, and actually the Son of God, I think, and the Son of God has all the powers, and actually do like incest, though, because they mentioned they mentioned the episode and they introduced that character. They mentioned the ship between the 2 battles. As a joke, because of course they do.
Yeah, I love it. When shows mention like ships, that's when I know the show is good. Because that means they read the Reddit. That means they read the fan Reddit and they react to it, which is always a good idea. That's how we write the good show. Just look at Game of Thrones.
I'm not even against them acknowledging the ships. It's just I wish it was not just... I was just,
It's just pandering at this point. Like, She-Ra never drops the names of their ships, but they just make the ships real at the end. So that's okay for me. And nobody has to die.
Yeah, it's like I wouldn't mind if the same thing if they just like voted good and not doing.
Yeah, if they didn't make it like a look into the camera and blink moment.
It's like I don't even mind if they use just the name of the ship. Just please don't fucking your queer characters in the last episode of the last season of the last song for in 5 minutes after maybe they were queer.
It's too late, okay? This is now the Supernatural podcast.
It's like okay.
We have to talk about something in this episode, and it's gotta be queer baiting and Supernatural.
No, that's just like what a good Supernatural like just to. Yeah, not what's a good like Supernatural show that also kind of bizarre and I enjoy it a lot even if it's not good. Just watch all of the Vampire Diaries or True Blood or something like that. It's good.
Yeah, True Blood. If you want something that's just not nonsensical and gets like less sensical over time, yes, True Blood.
Vampire Diaries is also kind of amazing because it starts as a Twilight clone and then they make it into the most melodramatic vampire things I watch and I love it kind of because like it goes from Twilight clone to the characters going up and then struggles and fighting. Then there are 2 spin-offs. One of it is like almost like a pseudo vampire western about political struggle. The other 2. One is like a weird like Monster Academy show where they introduce dragons.
Oh.
Yeah,
I guess they had to like appeal to some other kinks.
Yeah, it's like the spin-off of the Vampire Diaries, so like it's about like the kids of the world cast. It's so weird because it's almost like a weird Harry Potter thing. It's like okay, Monster Academy time.
Okay, apropos Harry Potter, you know what needs a Netflix series? My Immortal.
I was almost going to say, please don't do we need a Netflix as Harry Potter.
No, we don't need Harry Potter. We need My Immortal, the show.
Oh god.
And with the original actors from the Harry Potter movies, though, in goth makeup.
And just to have licensed the song from everyone else's.
Yeah, they have to license all the music that plays, and they have to like wear all the clothing that gets explained. That would be the most amazing thing I have ever seen.
It's like but it's weird. I think Figure Links kind of shows like a thing because like
it's almost prophetic. Like Freaky Links is almost prophetic for a lot of like what was to come for supernatural television.
I think it's so because it's very much so. I think it's why I like it because I like supernatural television a lot. I like the 3 seasons, the first 3 seasons of Supernatural, so I like that type of writing a lot.
Yeah, I used to watch Supernatural too. Also, holy shit, Supernatural was also in 2005. All the big like supernatural shows from the 2000s started in 2005.
When was Sam?
Charmed was earlier. I know Charmed started like 2002 or 3. Like
still after Figure Links.
I think so. Wait. If it's 2005, I'm gonna scream. No, Charmed is actually from 98. Started in 98 and went until like 2006.
Is Figure Links after his son ripoff?
Totally. That's why they have like no, it's a Sabrina ripoff because it has a cat that talks. No, not actually.
Speaking of bad representation and shows that are not good, the Netflix Sabrina show, I wish it was good. God, I really wish it was good.
The what?
The Supernatural as it's Sabrina Netflix show that was kind of like Riverdale.
Oh, right. I heard it's not good.
Yeah, it's very much like it's. I guess I have to be honest. Like it's kind of like trying to do things. It's better than Supernatural, but at the same time, it's like. I think like when to make a connection with Figure Links, I think like the reason why I even enjoy Riverdale, besides such is that it just goes wild. Serena tries to be honest in the things it tackles and just Yeah, maybe the way that people don't know how to tackle serious issues.
Okay, yeah, it's one of those shows. It does it have like Council of Dad energy?
It's kind of really like if I remember when there was a thing where like there was a trend, like I think a trans cat. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's the loudest your voice was all the podcast when we talk about Council of Dad.
Yeah, I think the things like there's a trans cat. I think the Twan mask, but I can't remember. So just use the just in case not me said. And there's a knack about them getting bullied. And the whole and it ends in the most kind of interesting of like transphobia is bad, but if you are stuck to a transphobic bully, they'll be your friend.
Oh yeah,
It's like
you just have to stand up to your bullies. Just do it. Nothing bad can happen.
It's literally not even saying that. It's like just say that they're being transphobic to you, and they'll stop because everybody knows transphobes don't know they're being transphobic.
Yeah, mean people are mean because they don't know how mean they are.
It's like, I find a mind called like white feminism. The show is 100% yes.
Yeah. Does it have girl boss energy?
It's less good was and more like it's kind of very much like the well-meaning person that actually always just goes, well, that's just being nice, even though this show is literally about the cow trying to get the main cattle. Why can't all the marginalized cattle be nice? And this white good cattle literally has all the solution.
I want to rewatch some old Sabrina now just to like get a palate cleanser from those images that appeared in my brain.
We've had to watch one of these days of Sabrina, the cartoon by Dirk.
Oh, there was a cartoon, right?
Yeah, but like Dirk, like the film studio.
I don't remember if I ever watched that cartoon. I would have to see like images of it to remember. But we can do that after the podcast.
God, I just remember, not to go into this, but can you ever watch Sleepy Hollow?
No, but you mentioned Sleepy Hollow in the last podcast episode, actually.
It has like, it's kind of a train wreck, but it's a very entertaining train wreck. It actually goes into some surprising like monster of the week stuff for like for Leah, and it goes into some place for like a Fox TV, so it kind of even goes into like. It honestly kind of goes into some freaking energy. Sometimes it's sometimes often train wreck, but when it's really fun, it's really fun. They did a crossover episode with the Cops So Bones, which is amazing.
Wait a minute, what?
Yeah, there's a Sleepy Hollow episode where they crossover with Bones or something.
Oh, right. The Sleepy Hollow show is in modern day because the entire time I thought like it would be a period piece.
No, it's like it's modern day like Cops so, but in Sleepy Hollow it's really in that kind. The Bones episode's great. It was like not we do have to go to musical and everything, but I do just when I go say just. If speaking of Bones, this is technically not a super hard episode, but I recommend everybody to go to look up the black metal episode of Bones.
Yeah, we watched that one.
The black metal episode of Bones is the episode where the main cattle magically speaks another language, and also they confuse black metal with several dozen other genres.
Yeah, it's basically like the Gamergate episode of CSI, but for metal.
There's literally a part where like a character says that I'm gonna die for that call, which is like the most hilarious thing ever.
Yeah, there's like, I'm gonna die for my deathcore band. I'm so extreme.
Which was like, what, 2008 when people still, boomers even were scared about, boomers ever scared about that call?
Like, this is so after the black metal panic or the satanic panic, and they're acting like these deathcore kids are the most dangerous people.
Was anyone even like was even the normies ever scared by that call? I need to know if the normies.
I don't know if there's like yeah, besides the guy who hired a hitman on his wife, like the As I Lie Dying guy, like those people might be abusive assholes, but they're not like murderers and church burners like black metal.
Like deathcore people just like the worst deathcore people just like the worst metal people. There's nothing bad. There's nothing uniquely bad in deathcore. At least if I remember well.
No, I just it's just like the whole metalcore, deathcore, hardcore scene problem with like a lot of like abusive people or a lot of like people who like tend to get into bad relationships. But we're getting really off topic now.
I just want to mention that it's really funny.
Oh, we should talk about music, by the way. We should talk about the bands.
Yeah, we'll go to the band. I just want to mention the funniest thing is to find that like the worst people in like the callers, like metalcore callers, just all like Western bands.
Yeah, a lot of the really bad people are like Christian bands.
This is even funny. What the deathcore band, what the whole I'm gonna die for deathcore line thing is. But yeah, we're gonna talk. There's two bands this time, right? If I remember, there's two bands for this episode.
You're the person who has the list with it. You're the woman with the bands. I'm just here, and I remember Econoline Crush, but I think that was the last episode.
Yeah, there's Econoline Quest and Trailer Bite for today.
So they came back, Econoline Crush.
Yeah, I think there was the NDR in this episode, if I remember well.
Okay, yeah. Because I when I rewatched the episode, I actually thought for alt rock, this isn't like the worst stuff. Like these bands were actually all right for the episode they're in. Just at the end, like after the scene where the mother dies because the ghost kills her, it changes to this like upbeat alt rock song from I think the other band, the band that isn't Econoline Crush, and it's just the most hilarious tone shift ever.
Yeah, it's like I don't even think that band is like out rock. They're like out country. They're like indie country music.
Yeah, it had like an indie vibe to it.
Econoline Crush, they're like Canadian out rock band. Apparently they also listed as industrial rock, which I guess, and
whatever.
And post-grunge was
amazing term. What a concept.
I think that post-grunge was just literally anything after grunge, so it's like Nickelback and all the white rock.
Yeah, Nickelback is the real post-grunge.
but yeah, like Econoline Crush is like they're a Canadian out rock band, 1992. I think they see they are seem still going. It's they're out rock. What I can say about it, they're decent out rock.
You know who should be in the soundtrack for this episode? Hootie and the Blowfish.
It's not got in the Hootie Blowfish for the episode.
It's actually amazing that they're not in there.
Not just in the soundtrack. Imagine Freaky Links meets Hootie and the Blowfish.
Like basically like the episode in South Park where they meet Korn.
Yeah.
It's basically Freaky Links meeting Hootie and the Blowfish.
But yeah, I think you listen to some of them, right? Econoline Crush, they're fine. They're just out rock. It's really hard for me to distinguish out rock after a while.
Yeah, I always wonder if I'm ever like 40 or 50, if I'm gonna get like really into 90s and 2000s alt rock because I'm just like nostalgic and old. But it's very unlikely.
I don't even hate alt rock. It's just a lot of it sounds the same for me because there's just the big expressive bands after a while.
Yeah, so I don't hate it. I never seek it out. I never think, oh, today is a day I want to listen to some alt rock.
It's like Econoline Crush are fine. They're all utterly fine. Apparently they did once a tool with Alice Cooper. It was great. Canadian tool with Alice Cooper and 90s alt rock band. Econoline Crush. But yeah, they'll find Banner.
Is Trailer Bright still a thing? Are they still active?
It says was. I think that there's no longer Banner. Yeah, they started in 2004.
Okay, so they didn't make it very long after that.
Trailer Bright are like out country, like indie country band, and I listen to some of the songs. They're decent. I like them. I'm normally a person who likes like indie folk and stuff like that, so the sound appeals to me. It's enjoyable.
Okay, so
yeah, you listen to some of them as well, right? Yeah.
I mean, I listened to it in the episode.
Yeah.
I didn't research them, to be honest. I'm gonna do the research when we get to I don't know. Will I ever do the research? No one knows.
Yeah, it's just I want to mention things before this music on because I do think we can really notice in the second episode that they will just license what they did, what they could license, and the music is itself fine, but how it's used in the episode, it's weird. It's like we talk about it because you have like the scene where like the Mato kills. Like the matter is killed by the ghost.
Yeah, and then it just changes
to the happy music, like the happy indie
old folk song. Yeah,
and it's like you can really notice it's just the music itself may be fine or okay, but it's something the song seems to be a bit confusing on to use it.
Yeah, I don't know how they did the process, if they wrote the episodes around the music or if they just wrote the episodes and then had a bunch of bands and they had to decide, okay, we have to get these bands in, so let's just put Econoline Crush in this one. I don't know what the order was there.
It's like I do wonder because probably not, but I do wonder will any of the bands consulted about where to put when to use the music.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it went into that amount of detail. It would be nice to find out about that, but it's very unlikely that we can get hold of anybody who could tell us how that went down.
That's just not just for the last episode, second last episode. We're gonna have a special guest. That special guest is gonna tell us all about the Wikileaks music. That special guest, of course, being former Sepultura lead guy, Max Calavalla. It's gonna be
yeah, he's totally coming. We're gonna talk about him about politics.
We're gonna ask him why he's supposed to hear a lot of boomer text on Facebook. And why he's still claiming the current Sepultura lineup as fakes and not the real band.
Yeah,
it's gonna be good. Looking forward for episode 11 of Queer Freakings podcast with special host, with special guest Max of Sepultura. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna end this for today.
Yeah, I think we talked. We still got a lot of material about this episode. Wasn't the most interesting one, but next time it definitely gets very interesting. So listeners, get ready, because episode 3 is basically where this show finds its groove. It's basically where the real Freaky Links begins here.
I won't spoil it, but let's just say next episode's gonna have some mole people.
Yes. Okay, so do you want to plug anything, Alice?
Like always, I have you can find me on Twitter by @Screen_Wars, my Twitter handle. I have a Patreon, @Screen_Water, a YouTube channel where I post a lot of skill games and media, and planning on doing some video essays called @Water. And yeah, do you have anything to plug? No?
You can find me on Twitter, Ludovico_limited, and I'm also on Twitch, same name. So if you want to watch or read, you can find me there. So yeah, everybody, goodbye. Until next time, stay freaky.
What's his name? Dick. Hey, do you want to relax and kill a few brain cells?